thank you so much for this opportunity to be here today. My name is Shanti Miglino, your moderator for today's panel, Kids in Crypto. This conversation is going to be about amplifying young minds, students like me who are not only just curious about crypto, but who are actively researching, building, creating, and investing in the future of Web3. Now, let's all introduce ourselves and say a little bit about what we do at the University of Oregon Blockchain Group. I'm Shanti again, and I am within the marketing and researching sectors.
Yeah, I guess I can start. Thank you all for having us here today. My name is Drew Manley. You can see my title up here. I'm the Director of Consulting. I joined the group about a year and a half ago. Started off on the consulting team. Essentially what we do is we take in real clients, as we call it. So real companies, and we actually work on like 10-week engagements with them, completely like pro bono. So it's pretty exciting work. I have a team of 5 consultants now. And it's really, really fulfilling. So I'm only a sophomore. I have a couple more years, and I'm looking to grow that even further.
Hey guys, I'm Shantam Tyagi. I'm a venture capital analyst and the incoming director of communications. Being venture capital is really fun. We get real money through dorm down and collab currency that we get to invest, and we compete against other schools. It's pretty fun and really great learning experience.
My name is Jacob Cordova. I'm also a venture capital analyst. Here at Oregon Blockchain Group, we do a lot of cool things with VC. We do a ton of research about new emerging projects in the space that we find really interesting, and we kind of use that research and analysis to build our own portfolio around these up-and-coming projects. And we've been doing a lot of cool things. One of my favorite projects that I actually pitched personally recently was BitTensor. I know we've been talking about BitTensor a lot today, and a lot of people are bullish on BitTensor. So yeah, that's just a brief introduction of what we do within VC at Oregon Blockchain Group.
Hi, my name is Arman. I'm a technical consultant at the University of Oregon Blockchain Group. I'm the incoming director of research as well. What I currently do as a technical consultant is work on real blockchain solutions for clients that we work with under Drew as a director of consulting. What we aim to do is provide the best experience and best products for our clients, all pro bono.
Toronto, how we feeling? So I'm Cameron. I'm the president of the Oregon Blockchain Group. And what we're really focused on is we're sending people to internships. We got 13 people to Consensus in 2025. Hopefully more next year in Consensus. Yeah, really looking forward to build a blockchain community at Oregon.
Amazing. Okay, so let's start with our first question. How did each of you get into crypto? What sparked your curiosity?
Yeah, I mean, it's an age-old question, right? Well, I grew up in the Silicon Valley, so surrounded by like tech, talk of Bitcoin, like early stages, never invested, unfortunately. Got to the University of Oregon, fall of 2023, and I had a couple of friends who were in the blockchain group, and I was like, what even is blockchain? So I just sat down, talked with them. I was like, that is a really fascinating concept. And I first joined as just like an interest, sort of, just to learn more. But I quickly became enveloped. I dropped other responsibilities that I had to go forward with the blockchain group, and just super bullish on the community overall, and super excited to see where it's going to be in 2 years, 5 years, and beyond that.
Yeah, so my first experience with blockchain was actually in middle school. I remember talking to a friend about Bitcoin and how he was mining it on his family computer back at home. You know, I was like, oh my God, like this is my out. Like this is how I get rich and make money. Downloaded the program, started mining Bitcoin, and just totally downloaded the malware virus onto my family's computer. But that was my first experience with it. I was lucky enough to take a crypto assets and blockchain class in my high school, which kind of really opened me up into the space. Found Oregon Blockchain Group when I went to college, and just been in it ever since. Been trying to enlighten myself more about the community and the space.
Yeah, so for myself, a couple years back during the whole NFT craze when that was really blowing up, I had some friends that were kind of trying to get me into that, and I didn't really know much about blockchain or crypto or really anything about this space at all. So I kind of I tried to dip my toes in it. I fell flat on my face, had no success with NFTs. I didn't understand how anything worked. I didn't really take any of it seriously. And from that point on, I kind of didn't care about it for a couple of years, and then kind of learned more about it when I came into college with Oregon Blockchain Group. We have a really strong education sector, and kind of in that onboarding process, I really learned more about what crypto is truly about and the way it's making an impact on people's lives globally. It's not just a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a real community that's making a real impact. And that's kind of what got me into crypto and how I learned more about it.
Yeah, so I had a very similar experience to Jacob, where I got into it through the NFT craze, but I didn't really understand what it meant. And it wasn't until I got to college and I started talking about blockchain with a lot of my friends, and I learned what Web3 was. And from there, I really understood the real world applications Web3 has and how it's a future of internet. So through talking with friends, I joined the Oregon Blockchain Group. And one of my favorite things about it is just the community that we have. We're all working with each other, trying to help each other get to our goals. And that's one thing I just love about blockchain, because it's just a very collaborative field.
Yeah, so I was pretty similar. I learned about it when I joined the blockchain group, but I was never really in like big time crypto like Bitcoin, Ethereum, things like that. I really got into it when I was hired as a operations and product growth intern for a crypto like meme coin company. So any meme coiners out there? Whoa. So that's really how I got into crypto. I'm really bullish on Solana, not the shill or anything, but love meme coins. That's pretty much what I'm at.
Hey, how is Web3 or crypto showing up in your actual life? What does crypto look like day to day for you?
I guess I can start with this one too. To be completely honest, before I joined the group, it wasn't really there. But as I became more educated on everything, like we have our weekly meetings on Tuesdays, so we're constantly talking about these projects. Cameron is actually my roommate, and then Diego in the crowd is my other roommate. So 3 of our 4 roommates are in the blockchain group. It becomes a pretty common topic. We're all talking about our meme coins. We're all actually on the app that Cameron works for. So we'll often wake up and be like, Cameron's like, buy this coin now. And we'll just be chilling at like 7 a.m. before our classes and be like, okay, is this going to go up or is this another rug pull? And that's really where it's the most prevalent, just talking about it with your friends. Obviously, we all have our like wallets and our Coinbases and investing and stuff like that. But where it's really most prevalent is just the conversations within the group and with our friends on campus.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you, Drew. Just like being in the friend group and like having most of my friends in the blockchain group is really beneficial. Kind of gets brought up in conversation a lot, especially like being on the VC team, like doing pitches. I'm tracking like how my coins are doing to see if, I'm losing money or if we're gaining money. And it's kind of just always there when you're in the group. It's kind of just always present in the back of your mind.
Yeah, so I would say it's showing up a lot in my life. Just it catches a lot of people's interest as a student at the University of Oregon on campus. A lot of people kind of hear about it, and if they know you're involved with it, a lot of friends have kind of come up to me and asked me about, oh, what is blockchain? Tell me more about it. And I would say being in this group and kind of the presence we have on campus has got a lot of people interested. A lot of young minds who are really talented and smart are looking more into blockchain because of our presence. And I think, that's how it's really emerging in my day-to-day life. It's allowing me to have more conversations with people who don't know anything about it, and having building up that personal knowledge myself is allowing me to kind of engage in those conversations more frequently and kind of spread the word about all of the cool things happening in crypto.
I have a very similar answer to Drew and Jonathan, where a lot of my friends are really into it. We talk about it every now and then. But the biggest thing for me is the software development side of it. Coding in Solidity, creating smart contracts, and going to hackathons like the one that we're having here at Consensus.
I'll have to also agree with Drew and Shantam. I think a lot of our conversations in our apartment are about meme coins. And then more specifically, I work for a meme coin company. So constantly I'm thinking about new products to drop. So example, we released limit orders a couple weeks ago. That's been a huge success for our company. Just anything like that. Just keep thinking about crypto, constantly keep iterating. That's really how you thrive in this area. Yeah.
All right, so the next question I have is, if you could launch your own crypto project tomorrow, what would it be? And I know Armand and Drew, you mentioned the hackathon, so maybe you can talk a little bit more about that.
Sweet. Yeah, we don't want to give away all of our secrets because obviously we're still participating in it right now. Right up, like after this, we're going to go upstairs and work on it. But like our idea right now, it's called ZK Health. And like, feel free to add on to this if I miss anything. But essentially, I was on a certain insurance. I went to a certain doctor. And after my dad retired, it got switched. And I was given medicine that I was allergic to. And if we use blockchain, we can fix that problem essentially. So our idea for ZK Health is you own all your own data and all your own medical records. And it's proven that it exists via a ZK proof. And essentially you go to the doctor's office and they'll send you have you guys heard of like the Duo mobile app? Essentially just asking you for permission to view your data. So you go to the doctor's office, they'll send you a request to view your data and you can give them access to that for a certain period of time and you still own ownership to it. And there's also a research side to that, where if researchers want to have access to your data, they can use it or they can rent it out. You get paid in stablecoins in return. Did I miss anything?
Yeah, you pretty much covered all the bases. Essentially, what we're trying to solve here is, I know all of us have been in the situation. You're sitting at a doctor's office, the hospital, and you're filling out forms, and that takes up a majority of your time because it takes the doctor time to go over the forms. It would be a much easier solution if those forms are already there for you on chain for the doctors to access easily and quick.
Yeah, if anyone has any like ideas on how we can make this better, we're trying to win the hackathon, get that 25 grand. So yeah, feel free to talk to us after.
Hey, what is something that worries you about this space? If anyone wants to add that.
I would say the biggest thing that kind of worries me in this space is the stigmatization of cryptocurrency. I think especially with meme coins emerging lately, a lot of people are really not taking crypto seriously and they see it as kind of a scam. That's always been kind of a stigma around it. And I feel like meme coins are really pushing that stigma and growing it. So I think education in this space is really important and kind of just informing the everyday person on how it truly works and what it's truly all about. I think that's something that we'll see ramp up in the coming years. And I think the more general society understands crypto and what it is, I think that'll be huge for the space.
Okay, last question because we're running a little low on time. Where do you guys see yourself in the next 5 years? What would your ideal job be in this space or maybe out of this space?
I can go first on that. I want to get into patent law in the future. I'm looking to go to law school after undergrad and get into patent and intellectual property law. I think the blockchain has a real back in that, and that's the main reason why I wanted to get into blockchain, because I feel like a big thing about blockchain is owning your own data, which a lot of people don't understand, but I think education, you really help boost knowledge of that. So yeah, long story short, law school.
Okay, anyone else want to add anything?
Yeah, I guess I could go. I'm super interested in like why meme coins blow up, like stuff like that. I think like the data analytical side of blockchain would be a really cool space to get into, especially with cryptocurrencies and stuff like that. Really interesting to see why people buy the way they do, like what blows up, what doesn't, stuff like that.
Okay, thank you so much, DNA, for having us. This panel has showed us that. Did you want to add something? Yeah, go ahead.
If any of you guys need any work on a consulting project, need some crack devs, talk to us. We have a really great developer team. Research as well. We're opening a new research lab at the University of Oregon dedicated to AI and blockchain research. So come talk to us about any opportunity like that. We are more than interested.
Yes, and follow us on all of our socials at Oregon Blockchain Group. Yes, thank you so much. Our generation is changing the world.